Well, it has taken 14 years to have my first problem. Rancher's never let me down. It still hasn't let me down. I thought everything was fine. I never knew there was an issue. Every other spring I'd do my maintenance on it and I'd drain the oil. Dun dun dun! Yeah. That ain't right. So I just was, going about my regular day, started draining the oil, and then, I had to sit back, pause the music, and be like, what? So there's a lot of fuel in there. It hasn't been running any different. The only thing I did notice is maybe like a slight higher idle than usual. I don't know, nothing that really made me think twice. I'm hoping it's not the rings. I'm gonna wait and see, because I do not want to go through all that work to find out that wasn't the issue. And what I think, which I already pulled it off, is the fuel injection, or the fuel injector. And I have a new one getting delivered today to pop in there. So here it is. I don't know how to test it. So I'm thinking that it was either leaking or stuck open, which was allowing fuel to come in when it's not supposed to, building up on top of the head and leaking through while it was just, while I'm not using it. I almost run it every day. That's my diagnosis. I could be completely wrong. It may be the rings. But anyway, so if it was stuck open, or if it was leaking and then it had extra fuel sitting in there, because every time I do start it, I notice a little bit of a higher idle and then it comes back down. So I'm thinking there was fuel in there, which made the idle come up high, and then once it burnt that fuel off, then it was back to normal. I don't know. Time will tell. I also removed the idle air. Well, you have to remove it. The idle air sensor. And I did notice that's a little crummy. So I just went and picked up some QRC electronic cleaner. And I'm gonna kind of clean this all up. Yeah, I got fresh new oil in it, new filter, new air filter. There was a little bit of fuel on the air filter too. I could smell it. So I don't know, but this was bad. That's not good. So hopefully this will solve it. Quick heads up, here's the new one. I just got it. So if you order this off Amazon, it was $23, and it's an exact fit minus it's a different O-ring. So you will need the O-ring off your old one, and you will have to swap it. And it just pulls right off there. All right, putting everything back together. Just another thing to note, and I forgot, to take this apart, you will need these special hex bits, and they're called tamper proof. They gotta be able to take that little circle in the center, and I didn't have any. I bought this, was 16 bucks off Amazon, and it has all of them, but it's a T20, and see how it's got that little, so it allows you to put that hole in the center and get it. And then another thing to note is when you're putting this idler air sensor, whatever you want to call it, back in, there's a slot on the plastic swivel piece, and you got to line that slot up with the back, and then it'll seat all the way down properly. So just a heads up on that. So all right, I'm gonna put this all back together. I'm gonna put a little dielectric grease on these connections, get it all sealed up, and then we'll start it up and run it. So I guess time will tell. I'll update this, because I don't know, every week or so I'll just be checking the oil, and if the slightest bit of, I notice gas is getting back in there, I'll just have to change those rings out, because that has to be it, right? I don't know, I'm not an expert, but hopefully we solved it. guess you get used to things over time and you don't realize things are gradually changing. Kind of like some people waking up to the world today. But so I think I just got used to. There is a massive difference. Massive difference. It is way more peppier. I never realized how sluggish it used to be. Now it's just like the acceleration's better. It's snappier. It's running awesome. But I never knew there was a problem just because I think it slowly happened over time and I just got used to it. All right. I hope you learned something out of this, or at least enjoyed it. So, all right. I'll see you.